Hiya, hope you're well. What is new, my people? Instead of doing my favorite monthly reviews like I did last month, I'm just going to talk about albums as they come through my mailbox. Like, if I pick up an album, physical copy or otherwise, I'm just going to talk about it. I'm going to start doing new music reviews. Because why not? I buy new music all the time, and rather than bunching them all together, how about I just do a 10 to 15-minute review, like most assholes do on the internet, of the album? And I'm going to do that today. And I'm going to do many more in the coming months and years, hopefully. So anyway, I got this on Apple Music as well, just because I subscribe to Apple Music, but it was something that I wanted to have a physical copy of because I happen to like this artist quite a bit. So I'm going to actually show records in this video. The new Kim Gordon album, The Collective. Here it is. This is on, I think it's Coke. What is it? Coke bottle? Yeah, Coke bottle clear. Just like a light green, basically. But this is the new Kim Gordon record, The Collective. Here it is. And I really enjoy this album. I wanted to publicly say that. And also I wanted to do a quick side rant here because I've seen a few reviews of this album and Kim Gordon in general, her previous solo record, No Home Record or Record. I'm assuming it's No Home Record. I love that album too. I really love what this woman's doing lately. And I want to talk about her music, but something that I feel like is really kind of sleazy and creepy and lame and shitty that I see on YouTube is, and I just see this in music journalism a lot anyway. It's just something that happens, and it's always bothered me ever since I was a kid, really. People always want to bookend reviewing Kim Gordon by talking about her age. I'm not going to do that. Listen to music. Just pick up a record and go listen to it. Does it matter how old somebody is? It shouldn't. If your answer to that question is yes, then you're pitiful and pathetic and you should shut the fuck up and stop watching this channel. Stop worrying about how old Kim Gordon is. She's putting out good records, man. She puts out good music. She's a talented woman. Why does it matter how old she is? Shut up. Just fucking take the record out of the goddamn out of the jacket and put it on the goddamn turntable. Stop talking about how old she is. Why does that matter? God, every review I've seen of this, it's like the first thing you're reading is about how she's a legacy artist, and just shut up. Listen to the music, man. Music and film criticism drives me nuts. You know what? When I was 20 years old, I was listening to Pink Floyd records, and they were in their 60s. And did I care how old they were? No, I didn't. And you shouldn't either. And I think most people don't care, but the music critics just can't keep their mouths shut about these boring asides. They have to their reviews are proliferated by these weird, sideways peripheral commentaries that nobody gives a shit about. Just shut up. Talk about the music, man. And that's what I'm about to do. Kim Gordon, The Collective. Now, I really am enjoying what Gordon has been doing lately. I Obviously she comes from Sonic Youth. Sonic Youth is a band that I've never really loved. They're fine. I feel my feelings towards Sonic Youth is kind of like I appreciate them more than I enjoy the music. I like what they've done for music. I understand their importance and their significance, but have I ever really sat and listened to a Sonic Youth album? Never. They have bits and pieces that I kind of enjoy, but for the most part, I'm not really a Sonic Youth fan. And honestly, I've never really heard much from Thurston Moore's solo stuff that I enjoy. In fact, these last two Kim Gordon solo records are my favorites in terms of like Sonic Youth and all the stuff that the members have done by themselves. Kim Gordon's solo stuff is my favorite. She's stumbled onto something that I really love and appreciate here. And yeah, I'm really digging what she's been doing with these last couple records. She definitely is just trying out some. She, and as far as I know, I mean, I'm not like, again, I'm not a hardcore, super duper close in Sonic Youth fan. But from what I've heard, the stuff that she's doing here sonically on this record and her previous solo record, No Home record, it's really cool. And I think people on my channel should check this out, and as well as her last solo album. What's happening here, what I'm hearing at least, is she seems to have a real love for hip hop. I'm hearing a lot of hip hop influences, but not straight up hip hop as you might imagine it. I hear a lot of industrialized hip hop. Lots of dark, twisted grooves and melodies going on here, and some weird spoken word stuff. And her vocals are really growly, and it's dark music, but it's very industrial and it's very steeped in hip hop. And I'm really enjoying it. I don't hear any other music like this coming out, and I can't say I've heard much other music in the past that sounds like this. So I know people who watch my channel really enjoy industrial music. If you watch my channel and you've enjoyed my Skinny Puppy videos and stuff like that, you should listen to this. This is good stuff. Kim Gordon, The Collective. It's 10 tracks. I believe there's 10 tracks on here. 11 tracks, excuse me. 11 tracks here. This is on Matador Records, by the way. And yeah, the production is very, it's very lo-fi. I mean, it sounds lo-fi. I don't think it technically is lo-fi. I think they're going for that kind of sound. Or maybe it is lo-fi. It's hard to tell in today's world of technology how lo-fi it actually is, because I think a lot of people work hard to get a lo-fi sound, and some people don't work hard at all to get a lo-fi sound. How hard she's working to get the lo-fi sound, I don't know, but it's working. Really like this record. In fact, I really enjoyed her previous solo record. I like this one even more. There's some very dark grooves going on here, and I love her voice. Her voice really fits well with the type of beat making and beat production that's going on here. And it is very steeped in hip hop, but not the generic shitty hip hop that we hear all over the radio. Again, it's got that darker industrialized edge to it. Lots of feedback. It's a very insulated, darker sound. Claustrophobic even, which I enjoy, as you know. I talk about that a lot on my channel. And this is an excellent record. I'll show some stuff to you. I'll show the innards for you. This is the inner sleeve. It's a nice package. They did a nice job with this. Got some production credits here. And yeah, this is on like a light green color. There you go. If you want to stare at the record. And this is a decent pressing. You know, most presses on Matador are fine. I've never really had a problem with what Matador does. And this is a good press and a good package and a really cool album. I hate comparing sounds and things when it comes to music, but if I were to compare this to something, and I hope this isn't a lackadaisical, lazy perspective, because I don't want to, well, I don't want it to come off like that, because I'm really enjoying this album, but bits of this kind of remind me of Suicide a little bit. Those of you who enjoy Suicide, I think you would enjoy this. It's got that kind of lo-fi feel with, like, you know, screaming, squelchy vocals, you know. And she's not screaming like Suicide would do on their records, but it's got that feel to it. And you know, Suicide was, in my opinion, they were a punk band, whatever, but they were also very much a disco band. They were very much a four to the floor beat kind of band. You're not going to find any four to the floor beats here. There's nothing disco about this, but it's still got that, again, that lo-fi flavor to it. But just more of a dark, twisted, industrialized hip hop kind of sound. The production's really cool on this. I would highly recommend, obviously, Sonic Youth fans, I would think, would pick this up. But I would recommend anybody who watches my channel to listen to this. It's really cool. And listen to the previous solo record too, No Home record. And it's Kim Gordon. I mean, why wouldn't you give her your time? We know she's super talented. She's proven herself, and this is her latest work, and I think it's really excellent. It surprised me. Before I bought it, I bought this from Juno, and I was cycling through the tracks as I always do when I'm trying to figure out if I want to buy something. And I was listening to the samples, and I was like, God, this sounds really cool. And when I got this home and put this on the turntable and cranked it up, I'm like, yeah, this is cool. One of the better records I've heard so far this year. I'm really enjoying it. Highly would recommend to all of my viewers. And I know what you guys like. Check this out, Kim Gordon, The Collective. And it is on Apple Music, so you don't have to buy a physical copy of this. I did because I have some other Kim Gordon records, and I didn't want there to be a hole in my collection. I had to pick this up. I thought it was a cool release. But it's easy, there's easy access to it. You can listen to the digital, you can buy the record, however you want to do it. But this is an excellent record. I'm really, really enjoying what she's doing. I hope she keeps this roll going because she's just a one of a kind, man. I really appreciate Kim Gordon. Again, I don't love Sonic Youth's music, but I appreciate them very much. I have appreciated what they have done for music. I know they have a huge following. I'm not really one of them, but just to know, like, in light of all of the stuff they've done with Sonic Youth, in the wake of all of the music that they've produced in the past, it's really fucking awesome that Kim Gordon can step away from that and put out the best stuff that any of these members have ever done, in my opinion. Now, I know I'm probably going to be in the minority there, but there are people out there like myself who think this stuff is better than anything Sonic Youth has ever done and anything the members have done in a solo capacity. I think Kim Gordon's crushing it right now, and you should absolutely check this out, The Collective, the new album from Kim Gordon. And don't listen to any other bullshit critique on this where they're obsessing on how old people are. I'm just sick of this. I'm sick of it. Other 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 reviewers and critiquers should also be critiqued. I think that's important actually. I don't want to get too meta, but I guess it's too late, but you know, it, yeah, I guess it is super meta to critique critiquers, but some of these critiquers really need to up their game. You need to find some more things to talk about. Stop trying to fill your dead air with bullshit and talk about what matters. This is what matters right here. Check this out. Listen to it. And before I turn off here too, you'll notice the cover. She's holding a phone. Lyrically, I'm glad she didn't post the lyrics in here. I actually like it when artists do that because personally, I don't really give a shit. I don't really care what she's saying. The voice, more often than not, and this has always been a thing in my life, when I hear people singing, I'm not really focused on the lyrics. It's rare when I'm really into an artist for lyrics, like Bob Dylan, for example. I love Bob Dylan, but he's all about lyrics, man. He also writes great tunes, obviously, but um, I think I have an idea of what she's getting to on this record. There's definitely some politically charged songs on here, and I'll let you discover what that is on your own. I don't want to paint too clear of a picture for you in terms of what this is about. You should listen to this first rather than someone pushing ideas down your throat. You should have an idea of what you want this to sound like by listening to it rather than letting someone else influence your decision making and your opinions. Go listen to this. But the cover gives you a good idea of what you're in for. As I was listening to the lyrics, I think I have a good idea of what Gordon's messaging is on this record in terms of social media and just being connected and politics. And she seems to be pretty clear about what she wants to say. But I could be misinterpreting it. And that's one of the beauties of music. That's one of the things I enjoy actually. Maybe I am misinterpreting it. It doesn't really matter. I personally get bored when people are interviewing artists and they want to dissect every little thing. Like, what did you mean here? And what does the title mean? And what do your lyrics mean? Who cares, man? Doesn't matter. This album could mean something today and then mean something totally different to you tomorrow. And then next year, when you listen to it again, it could have a totally different meaning. That's the beauty of art. So I'm not going to dissect the lyrics too much. But right now, in March of 2024, I have a pretty good idea of what Kim Gordon's trying to say on this record. Next year, I might think of it totally differently. But that's the beauty, I think, of Kim Gordon. I don't know that she's really that keen in making people understand what she's trying to say anyway. She just kind of puts it out there, and it's up to you to come up with your own decisions and opinions. Like all great art, you let it wash over you. You have a feeling about it. And in the wake of all that, once the dust settles, you then come up with a conclusion. Draw your own conclusions here. I think you'll like this. Check this out, people. It's a good record. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.